Good morning, Dan from Rhubarb Car Sales. Welcome back to another video. As you can tell, I'm trying to start with a little bit more positivity. And it is positive this morning because there's a hole. In that hole should be the Skoda Fabia, which has just been out on a test drive. 9:52 on Monday morning, and we have sold the Fabia. Got a deposit on the Fabia. Really nice guy. Chatted to him over at weekend. Needed a car for his daughter-in-law who needs an automatic. Initially rang me up wanting a Focus or Fiesta Corsa type thing. But then he said, it has to be automatic. Have you got anything? And I said, oh yeah, I've got this Fabia. Oh yeah, I like Fabias, yeah. I said, it's an estate. Yeah, oh yeah, even better. So it turned up this morning. He's been out for a spin. Nice guy. He's got a round of golf booked in this morning. So he's been down, had a spin, likes the car, really nice and simple. Shook hands on it, and he's left me a deposit. So chuffed to bits with that. That's a good start to Monday, which, to be fair, after the last two doom and gloom videos saying how bad a month it's been, has made that 4 sales, well, 5 sales with 1 buyback for the month. So 4 sales for the month, but out of the 4 sales has been good margins, good profits. So I always think it's better to have 4 good profits rather than sell 10 cars with break even or little profit in them, which is what I did a few months ago. We had that really busy month where we sold 10 cars, but half of them were like, oh, we broke even on that, or we made a couple £100 on that. This month, 4 cars, good profits. So it's been a nice steady month. Yes, we've been nervous because of the lack of sales, but it's what, the 29th today? The 29th, I've now got decent money in the bank, enough to pay the rent, enough to pay Rich, go settle my bills at Silcoats. And with that now, that leaves me enough left over to restock with sort of 2 or 3 cheapies. I'm going to go back to... I'm still going to buy the £5,000 plus cars, but I don't want a full showroom of... Even I'm saying that, but... Like my dad pointed out last night, to be fair, my dad made a good point. I've been flapping, saying that Focus isn't selling, that Peugeot 308's not selling. But in reality, he said, oh, you don't seem to have had them long, really. I said, no, they have been less than a month. And I think they're sold within 3 weeks. So it's still not bad, is it? Everything is still selling under a month, even my £5,000 plus stuff. I think once stuff goes over a month, then I need to start flapping. But if it's selling within the month, I don't need to worry, really. It's just that I'd bought 4 good cars, spent everything that I had, and I didn't have much money. Well, I didn't have any money left in the bank, and I don't like doing that. I like having a £5,000 cushion. I always like leaving enough to pay my rent and all my bills and stuff. So that's why we're flapping. Sales actually haven't been that bad. But, yes, let's restock, let's go again, let's get some new cars in. This is my week that I'm back at work, so there won't be a load of content this week because I'm at work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But I've put some feelers out, I'm trying to get a couple of cars in. I can't get to auction on Tuesday or Thursday, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd have been able to do a nice auction video. But I've put the feelers out, I've advertised locally. And I'm trying to get a couple of cars back in, and let's see what happens. Right, good morning. So I've just come in from doing a little clip outside about the Fabia we've sold, and there's been a few comments this week about leasing cars, so I thought I'd do a quick little my take on leasing. So some of the comments saying that maybe sales are down because a lot of people are leasing, and I agree. I know loads of people that lease cars, so at our work we have a car to work scheme where it comes straight out the wage. So yeah, some of my cars come from people at my work who are buying a lease car and I buy their old car off them. So it works for me because I get to buy their old car. Some of these cars are £600 to £1,000 a month, straight out of their wage, and you lease that car. Oh, but it's great. I've no insurance to pay. I've no maintenance to pay. All I've got to do is put petrol in it. Right, okay, no worries. That's up to you. So £1,000 a month, 3-year lease. That's 12, 24, 36, £36,000 over 3 years. And what do you do with at the end of it? There you go. Take it back. So you've paid £36,000 for somebody else's car to give them it back. It's just madness to me. Absolute madness. And I have this argument with loads of people. I had a guy a couple of weeks ago at work saying, "Oh, my wife needs a new car, but I think I'm just going to get a little cheap one on car to work scheme. It's the cheapest way to do it." I said, "How can it be? It's impossible." I think the cheapest car is about £400 a month. So even at £400 a month, you've got, what's that, 4,800 into it. So that's 15 grand. Best part of 15 grand over 3 years. So my way of looking at it is 15 grand over 3 years. Oh yeah, but I've no maintenance, etc., etc. to pay. My dad always told me if you spend £1,000 a year on a car, then that's what you budget. £100 a month, £80 a month, put that away, that's your maintenance for a car for a year. And half of the time, it's not even that, is it? You know, if you get a garage bill over £500, it's, you know, that's reasonable really, to get a £500 garage bill. My Mondeo, my old blue one, '07 plate, coming up 20-year-old. Sorry, just took a phone call. So yeah, leasing cars, my way of looking at it is you've got this £500 to £1,000 a month bill to give the car back at the end. Okay, you've got no maintenance, blah, blah, blah. But my Mondeo, I bought that in 2017, so coming up 10 years ago. I bought it for £2,500. It had 70,000 miles on it. It's now got 140 on it, so I've done 70,000 miles and I've had it for just short of 10 years. In that 10 years, it's had a clutch, bottom arms, usual routine servicing and tyres. Usual stuff, nothing that I wouldn't expect doing. It's never had a management light on. It's never had anything, you know, that's caused me any major grief. So let's say, even if I've spent £1,000 a year on it over the last 10 years, which I haven't, that's £10,000. But I've had 10 years service out of it and it's still going. Whereas leasing, let's say it's £500 a month, 5, 10, 15 grand over 3 years, then it just doesn't add up, does it? You've got to then give that car back. So to me, the cheapest way of motoring is buy a £5,000 car, even if you have to take a loan out. I hear this thing all the time of, I don't want them getting into debt. I don't want them having a loan. And I'm talking about first-time buyers predominantly. But I always think, you know, we always got told you take a loan out, you get a car over 3 years, you get to end of that 3 years. If you took a £5,000 loan out, bought the car for £5,000, at the end of 3 years, it might still be worth £2,000. So you use that £2,000 as your deposit, you take another £5,000 loan out, you're now buying a £7,000 car, and so on and so forth until you get up to a £10,000, £12,000, £15,000 car, and that's how you do it. And I also think the benefits of managing a loan are, if I can't manage a loan at £150 a month, £200 a month, how do we manage a mortgage? How do you pay bills? So I always think of loan as not a bad thing, really. I know some people say, I don't like being in debt, but at least with a loan, in comparison to leasing, you own the car at the end. You know, okay, you've got a £5,000 loan from the bank. you own the car at the end, and like I say, if you've bought a £5,000 car, after 3 years it might still be worth £2,000. You've now got a deposit to put down on your next car. You haven't got that option with leasing. With leasing, it will continually be in that cycle of, oh, I'm at the end of my 3-year term. I'm at the end of my 3-year term. I'll give that car back now. I'll get another one. So, you know, you'll never get out of that cycle. But each to their own. That's just my view on it. That's my, you know, I'm not a financial advisor. That's just my understanding of leasing versus buying, whether that's buying outright or buying with a loan from the bank. I just prefer to own my car at the end of the term. No doubt I'll get a mixed bag of comments. Some of you have no doubt got lease cars. There is a caveat on that. Obviously, if you're buying electric, that brings me on to another argument. Electric cars, I've sort of always stayed out of this debate, really. And so if you're buying electric cars, leasing makes sense. We all know that. Don't buy an electric car. We don't know enough about them yet. We don't know the lifespan of the batteries. The depreciation on them is massive. So yeah, there is a bit of a caveat on leasing. If you're getting an electric car, lease it. I get that. And then, so yeah, electric cars. I've always been anti-electric cars. Obviously, I'm a car fan. I like cars. I like petrol. I like diesel. I like fixing them. I'm a car person. People with electric cars, to me, don't understand cars. They're not car people. I think you've got car people who like electric and diesel and noise and the feel of a car, blah, blah, blah. And then you've got people who don't like cars and they're quite happy to buy an electric car because it's just a tool to get from A to B, and it's, to them, in their head, it's the cheapest way of getting from A to B, even though, again, I don't agree with that, because how can it be the cheapest way of getting from A to B when it's 25, 30, 40,000 pounds? Oh, but I don't have to put petrol in it. My petrol bill's, I don't know, £1,000 a year, £1,200 a year. It takes a lot of £1,200 a year to add up to that electric saving, if that makes sense. Good evening, Dan from Rhubarb Car Sales, back down here on Tuesday evening. Rich has been down here all day today. He has sorted the parking sensors on that for me. He's taking those alloys off tomorrow. There's 2 of the alloys that I'm not happy with, so we're getting them powder coated. That one needs cleaning again. That's one of the ones I'm not happy with. You see, it's just got a little... Look, that one's not too bad, but I'm going to get that one done anyway. And I think it's the other side that's the worst one. That one's horrendous. So get that refurbed tomorrow. Rich is going to take them off, and then that is sorted. We've done the wheels, we've done the parking sensor, we've done the pin on the back bumper and the door. We've done the new clutch, we've done the exhaust, we've done the service, we've done the MOT. And I've just picked another one of them up today as well. Not picked it up yet, but I've bought one today. I think it's a newer one than that. That's a 66 plate. I bought a 19 plate today. In my favourite colour of red. So we'll be picking that up sometime this week, probably Friday morning. I've also got, it's on with that KA, because I've got somebody interested in the KA. So what I want to do, and I keep saying this and I keep not getting around to it, but I need to clear all my little bits up. So that i20, we either need to make a decision of if we're going to have another go fixing that steering rack and retailing it, because I could have sold that 5 or 6 times over. I've had people interested in it. Just can't get that power steering working. So I'm going to ring the company. I found another company that do that steering rack issue. So I'm going to say to them, look, we've tried it 3 times already with a separate company. We've tried it with a different part. If I send this to you, are you confident in repairing it? I'm going to have a chat with them, see if they can get that repaired, see if we can get that on the road. Because we've done all the paint, stupidly. We've done the service, we've done the MOT. We just need to get the power steering working. Or put it into auction as it is. That I've got somebody interested in, so I've got £1,000 sort of sat there, tied up. I've got a friend of mine who wants a cheap car for the daughter to learn to drive in. Rich has got on with tidying the bodywork up. That rear quarter were always scruffy. So as you can see, he's got on with tidying that up. He's done all the welding, he's put all new metal in. So that'll be ready this week. Hopefully I can get shut of that Friday, which I'm not making money on it, but it's £1,000 back in the pot. It's a car out the way, and it's a car we've saved from the scrap heap as well, because that's where it should have been really. But as I said to you many times, it's a good runner, the engine's sweet, and I just knew it had put somebody on for a couple of years, well, to sort of pass the test or whatever, nice cheap little car for someone. As you all know, not many cars around for £1,000 nowadays. I've got this to wash. I'm dropping that off for a customer in an hour. Somebody's been down to look at that today, and somebody's been down to look at that today. So we've had two bits of interest while I've not been here, but Rich has been here. Need to get rid of a mocker as well. So let's say I get rid of a mocker, 1,500 quid, whatever I get back for that. It's a loss, but it's 1,500 quid back in. Get rid of the i10, whatever I get for that, let's say £1,000. And £1,000 for the KA at the top. 1, 2, 3, that's 3.5 grand. 3 to 3.5 grand back in. Okay, they're all losses. But that's 3.5 grand. It's 3 cars out the way. I've also got the van out over there to get rid of. I've got a load of scrap to get rid of. And I've got that Punto to get rid of. So there's another 500 quid there. £4,000. So that 4 grand is bits of rubbish that I've got sat around that'll buy me one good car to go again. So we can get one good car back in, make a profit on that and keep going. So that's what we need to do in the next week or so. Good evening, Dan from Rhubarb Car Sales. Wednesday night, we're back down here. As you can see, I've just washed the little C1 off. Somebody rang me earlier today. He's been down and looked at it already when Rich was here. I've been at work today, so he's been down and Rich has showed him round it. He went away to look at another one, but then he's rang me up saying, I like your one. Look at that finish, like a mirror. So he wanted to come for a test drive. I've shot myself in the foot. I picked the kids up from school at 3, and when he rang me, I forgot England were playing at 5, and I said 5 o'clock to him. So it's 4:30, 20 to 5 now, so I'm going to miss the England game, but needs must. Yeah, so he's buying this for his daughter for a little run around. Kicking myself a bit really, because I've let myself down in advertising it a little bit. I thought it'd kind of sell itself. I thought it was the right colour, decent price, etc, etc. Because it's been here so long, and I just kind of wanted to move it on and get it out of the way. Because it happens when you've had a car that you've put so much work into, and you kind of get a bit tired of it. I've quickly shoved it up for sale. Don't get me wrong, I've took some decent pics. I've put a normal advertisement up, but then when I've just been sorting my paperwork out in there, I forgot how good the history was, that the lady who had it previously had it since 2012, so it's been in long-term ownership. It's only had 2 keepers. We've done the tyres. We've spent 380 quid over at Silcoats on it, which I didn't point out on my advert. So there are a couple of little things I could have tweaked on my advert, you know, telling them how much money we'd spent on it, about having it prepped, about the keepers, about it being in long-term ownership. Just a couple of little bits that I'd have missed that could have made the difference really. And I think it'd have done 19.95 if I'd have pointed those bits out and got people to know the car before they come. But that's just one of them things. I put it back up at 16.95 today, but I must have left it on my website at 14.95. So this guy's seen it on Motors at 14.95. I said, yeah, look, that's fine. If you've seen it advertised that, I'll honour that price, 14.95. I've just added up the receipts and invoices for it. we've spent about 1,900 quid on it, so it's a loss. But like I said to Rich, if we can get rid of that 1,500 quid, get rid of that KA, I've got that at 12.95, I believe, and I've got somebody interested in it at 12.95. So if we can get rid of that, it's money back in the bank that we can go again and get reinvested. The Skoda's gone, dropped that off last night. Lovely people. He needed the car. His son he's had a medical episode, so his son's had his licence revoked for 12 months due to his medical episode, so his wife's having to drive. His wife can't use her left leg, so they needed the automatic. Really nice family. Dropped it off for him last night. That could be coming back. He said, Dan, you've been right. Will you take it back? He said in February, when my son gets his licence back and he starts driving again, would you be happy to take it back? I said, yeah, come down, have a chat and we'll see what we can do. So that might be coming back once they've looked after it for 12 months or so. I've not had a chance to go pick the other Corsa up yet. Rich has done the wheels, or he's took the wheels off this Corsa to go get them refurbed. So they're away. They'll be back probably tomorrow, maybe Friday, so we'll see. But they'll certainly be back on by the weekend. And that'll just finish the car off nicely then. And he's just finishing off the KA. We went out of rattle cans, unfortunately. I should have ordered more rattle cans. We weren't planning on we only bought the rattle cans to do this bit on the sill here. We were just doing that. And then we've decided to go a bit further and do all that back quarter just to tidy it up. So, and he's doing a decent job of it, to be fair. It looks a lot better than it did. Let's not forget, this is another lost car. This is another cheaper car that we took in Part X, and we've put far too much work in. So, yeah, this is an in-between. I could have sent it to paint shop, spent 300-400 quid on it, having all that side painted. Or we could have left it as it was and spent nothing on it. Or we could have, this is the middle option. You know, we've spent 80, 100 quid on some rattle cans, a little bit of time. We've just tidied it up. So it's the middle option, which I think is the right thing to do. I can't spend another 400 quid on having it done perfect. And to be fair, he's not done a bad job at all. So I think that'll look right when he's finished. And that's it. So I'll leave you there. Wait for my guy to turn up. See how we get on with the little C1. Well, he's back from a test drive. He likes the car. He hasn't bought it yet. He's undecided. He's between two, this one and a 107. And to be fair, he's a really sensible chap. I totally agree with everything that he said. He got back, he said, I've let my daughter have a drive as well. He said, but they're hard to drive, aren't they? I said, yeah, completely agree. I said, I get this every time a new driver comes for one of these. There's nothing wrong with the cars. That is how they drive. I said, but like you've come in a Corsa. I said, Corsas and Fiestas, much nicer to drive, much easier to put into gear. The biting points on the clutches are much lower. These, you have to drive them. And I say that all the time. If you can drive these, C1s, Igos, 107s, if you can drive them, you can drive anything. Back in our day, anybody who drove in 80s, early 90s, this is what, similar to what we would have drove back then. My first car was an old Clio. So I even think an old Clio drive nicer than these, to be fair. An old M-Reg Clio I had. My brother had a Fiat Uno. You had to listen to them. You had to drive them. You had to find the biting point. And this is his words, this is exactly what he was saying. He said, new cars drive themselves now. He said, so much easier to put into gear, so much easier to do the clutch. I said, yeah, I completely agree. These are very mechanical. You know, you do have to be able to drive them. And when the new drivers have driven their new Fiestas and new Corsas with the driving instructor, and then they come to drive one of these, completely different experience. So that's his only dilemma at the minute. He did say been in a 107. The 107 had a nicer interior. And I made a couple of other suggestions to him. I said, what about a Micra? I said, I've had Micras in before. That were a nice car to drive. I've had Ford Kas. I said Kas drive really well because he mentioned his daughter had driven in a Fiesta. I said, Fiestas are lovely, best small car, but big money, lots of money. I said Ka might be a nice option. Drives very similar to a Fiesta, but a little bit cheaper. I said you can get a decent Ka for 2,500 to 3,000. He liked the i20, and somebody else that got drawn to the i20. But again, I said that's 3,000 quid. So I said to him, in my honest opinion, that's the best car you're going to get for 1,500 quid. But I completely understand what you're saying. You might want something nicer, like a Ka, like a Micra, the next, or a Corsa, something like that. But again, you're going to be spending more money. You won't get a nice Ka, Micra, Corsa, Fiesta for 1,500 quid. So that's where we've left it for now. He says he's going to ring me and let me know tomorrow, and we'll see how we get on with that one. But I'm genuinely not fussed either way. I'm quite reinvigorated about the car, actually. Now I've looked at the paperwork and what we've done, and I feel confident about the car again. I've maybe got a little bit despondent with it and just wanted it out of here. But when I've just looked, the MOT test is actually only done 10th of June. So it's only been 2 weeks on sale, really. I thought it were hanging around and we were getting no interest, but now I've seen it's only been up for sale properly for 2 weeks. I'm confident we'll get something within the next couple of weeks. Usually everything sells within the month, so I think I'm easy either way. If he wants to take the car, 1,500 quid tomorrow, he can have it. But I'm happy either way. It's not a problem. Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm back down here Thursday evening. I've got the chap picking that little C1 up, the blue one. He's coming in about half an hour, and I've directly replaced it with another one. So a friend of mine in my trade advertised this last night, and anybody want this? So I got in touch with him, had a few inquiries. Said, yeah, I'll have that. Very similar age. So the other one, the blue one's 09 plate with 106. This is a 10 plate with 104. So very similar age of miles. This is a 107, so it's the Peugeot variety. Absolute, not a minter, but I'll show you what I'm laughing at in a minute. Bad points. Bumper's slightly off colour. Come on. We're talking 16-year-old. Has it been painted, or is it just plastic to metal that's discoloured over time? I don't know. We're not talking about Porsches here, are we? Good tyres. It's got 12 months test on it, and the test has been done by my MOT garage as well, which gave me confidence in it. So I knew the test would be right. Interior's nicer on this one. It has got a nicer interior than the C1. Nice dark seats, bit of a wider base. They have got a nicer interior. Let me show you this. Turn the V5 over. Right, but this is what I mean by it being little old lady called Doris. Genuinely, Doris's car, and look at the paperwork, all the bills, all the history. So I can't argue with that for what I've paid for it. So yeah, good bit of history with it. Bumper corner needs fixing. We'll attach that back on. Headlamps need a buff, they're all rough. Needs a good valet. Lacquer peel on wing mirror there, okay, peel. A little bit of lacquer peel on the bonnet on it. God, I can't wait to valet it. It's going to look totally, it's all gritty and horrible. It's had some paint on that back quarter before. That back quarter's a different shade. Not been done very well in my opinion. And it's been... Hey Martin. Right, sorry, I just got chatting to my paint man. I've not seen him for a couple of days. So, back on with the car. Yeah, going round out with lacquer peel, a little bit of lacquer peel on bonnet. Headlamps need a buff. Excellent service history, 12 months test on it. Little old lady called Doris. Now this back quarter I didn't get told about, so it's got a lot of that to buff out, to be fair. But yeah, it's got this big scratch down there, and it has been painted quite badly in the past. So I've just had a chat with my paint man. We can get that sorted fairly cheap. He can flash it into this bumper here, flash it into that door and get it all to match, which will finish the car off nicely. And then the bit I really liked with this, so we've got the name Doris, we've got the service history, and when I open the boot, Peugeot 107 workshop manual. Now that just finishes it off for me. I think that's excellent. I love that. Like I say, we've got long MOT on it. I were hoping for a wash and a sell, but we'll have to get that paint done now, I suppose. So we'll get that sorted out. We'll land a guard underneath, and hopefully we'll get it out the door. I've just had a little spin round car park in it. Drives excellent. So yeah, that's a good little bite. And the other good thing about it is the guy who dropped it off deals in vans, and he spotted that, which has been on my to-do list to get rid of for ages. He says, "What are you doing with that?" I said, "Oh, it's I'll give you 300 quid for it." And he's off. Thanks very much. So I pay him for that. He gives me money back for that, and the constant circle goes round. So that's good. We'll get rid of that next week. What a difference a week makes. So I've just dropped the little blue C1 off of them. We've not insured it yet, so I've been and dropped it off and put it on their drive. And all we've got left is the Mondeo and the Corsa. The wheels are coming back tomorrow, so we'll get the wheels back on tomorrow. 2 cars up for sale. And I've just got that red 107 that's outside as well. So what a difference a week makes. If you remember the last 2 videos, really struggling to sell stuff, speaking to other people in the trade, everybody's in the same boat. There were no reason for it happening, apart from the weather. It was purely the sun for me. As soon as the sun went in, my mate Will rung me saying, "Oh, I've got 2 appointments today." And he sold both, and I did exactly the same. And then I was getting phone calls over that weekend. A guy missed out on the black Peugeot 308 that we had in. He said, "Oh, we're going to come last week, but it was too warm." So it was purely down to the weather for me. So, black Peugeot 308 Estate, if you remember that were here, that's gone. Silver Focus, that's gone. Skoda Automatic, that's gone. Even though somebody in the comments said it was way overpriced and I'd never sell it in a day. Guess what? It's gone. You said it was worth £2,000. You were wrong. And the little C1's gone. So we're not doing too bad, are we? To say we're tucked inside in a little cave, hiding cars away. We're doing all right. We're 2 years, 3 years in, we're still going. A lot of new subscribers. So just for the new subscribers, I'll give you a refresh. I started this, have a look on my videos, go back to the oldest video. You can sort videos out by oldest. I started this with £3,000. I bought one little Ford Ka, washed it, sold it, serviced it, cam belted it, and kept going. Bought another car, bought another car, bought another car. After about 6 months, I came down here, I rented some space outside. We had some cars outside for about 12 months. And then in November this year, I took this unit on. So I think we've got loads of new subscribers. With the new subscribers have come a couple of haters, but you're always going to get it. Don't bother me. Haters going to hate. If you want to sit at home watching YouTube while I'm selling cars, you crack on. This is what I've managed to do in 3 years, whilst working a full-time job and doing this as well. So please keep commenting. Comment on the channel. I love it. Keep the comments coming. It boosts the video up, my ratings. I really appreciate it. And to all the OGs, the original fans that have been here from the beginning, thanks for all the support. I know you guys have seen the graph that I've put in. You've been with me on my journey all the way. You've seen the prep that I put in. You've seen the customer support that I do. You know my cars are all right. I've had subscribers that have bought cars over the phone without seeing it because you've seen the amount of prep that we put in. And as I've always said from the beginning, if the cars aren't right, I'll fix it if I can fix it. If I can't, you get your money back. I can't say any fairer than that, can I? So come back tomorrow. We'll go pick that Corsa up tomorrow. We've got the red Corsa to pick up from BCA Wakefield. We'll go get that and we'll get that little 107 valeted up. Oh my goodness, what a day. I don't know where today's gone. Don't ask about the mobility scooter. I don't even know where that's come from. I was stood up here with a customer, turned round, and I saw the landlord walking out, the guy who owns the building, and for some reason he's left that there. I'm assuming he wants it valeting. So, yeah. A mobility scooter's appeared from somewhere. I've shown you the 107 we got in last night, I think. That's a 107 I've picked up, needs cleaning up. Corsa that I've been and picked up today. So I've won this in auction, BCA, earlier in the week. 19 plate Corsa. Lovely. Nice to get some red cars back in. 73, I think it's got 73 thou on it. Very, very clean and tidy. Drives exceptional. Drives very, very nice. One owner on the logbook. Full service history. Touchscreen. We've got Churchill, matching Churchill tyres all round. Touchscreen, heated seats, heated steering wheel. Nice and clean all round. No paint work to do. Has got an engine management light on, but it's a PO171. Quite a common one that we're aware of now, so hopefully that'll be an easy fix. Hopefully. I'm having a bit of trouble. It's also got the TPMS light on, and I've done the relearn a couple of times, but it keeps coming up at 20 even though it's got 35 in, so we might need a new tyre pressure sensor. But yeah, decent mileage, nice spec, nice condition. Chuffed to bits with that one. So we'll get on with that. We'll get on with that next week. Man, I need to get my Orion out tonight because I'm going to a car show tonight. So my next job, I've just got rid of a Mocha. The Mocha's gone. I need to get that Orion out because I want to take it to a car show tonight. So that's my next job, is to move these cars and get that Orion out and give it a quick clean. But I've not got much time left today. It's just absolutely flown. Go on, give it some beans. We take it, man. We take it. Oh, he's zooming along now.
Can I go outside?
No. You haven't got a licence. You haven't got tax and insurance.
Oh, yeah, I'm going.
Oh, my goodness. Police will come. Police are coming. Police are here. What are you doing? Hey, Granny on a scooter. Come back. Well, there we go. I've made it. Made it down to Fleur de Lis show at Fawns Park in Wakefield. First show I've had the Orion to. By complete chance, I get parked next to a Mark 1 Mondeo saloon. Just had a chat with that guy. That's absolutely lovely as well. I saw him coming over local estate on way and caught up with him, and we came in queued up together and managed to get parked next to each other. Just think they look awesome. Right, let's go look at some cars and I'll try and get some content. Looks absolutely superb. Love that car. Absolutely love it. But he uses that as his daily, that Mondeo. How cool do they look together? That's absolutely stunning. Hillman Meats. Yes, I have had to look at the back to see what it is because it's way before my time. But I do appreciate it. Absolutely love them. Love the colour. I think I must just have a thing for saloons. And another one that I've had to look at the badge before I start filming, a Vauxhall Chrysler. Again, I just love this old stuff. Look at that. They wonder why we're hating new cars. Do they design anything as beautiful as that now? Absolutely not. The wheels, the white sidewalls, the colour, the chrome, the bench seat, steering wheel, everything. Just absolutely stunning. Nice Mini, that is clean. Very nice. Sits really well, that. Just, that is stunning. Right guys, the end of the show. People are going home. We're going to go get our car out. As you can see, awesome show. Fleur de Lis every year. Clarence Park in Wakefield. Great variety of stuff from 50s, 60s, 70s, right through to the 90s and early 2000s stuff. Modified stuff, stuff for purists. Police cars, fire engines, old commercials, everything. So, great show, but we're on our way home now. Thanks again for watching. Glad it's been a lot more positive this week. Come back next week, let's get them cars prepped and let's get some cars up for sale and let's keep rolling.